Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. I'm going to show you today how to use and why it's really good to use VCRs for low budget filmmaking. But when you get one, of course they're vintage machines like most of the other vintage movie cameras and equipment we're going to use. So first you're going to have to test it out. Some of these machines may have no picture for one reason or another, maybe creasing tapes. So today I'm going to show you why your VCR, when you get it, may be creasing tapes. Okay, so what you want to do is when you take out your tape and you notice there's a little button right here, by the way, as I've probably shown you before in a previous video, right there at the end of my pencil eraser, alright? You can take and press that button just like that, flip this tape guard up, and you may have your tape stick or get stuck, and probably around the edge at some point in time it may be creased down here at the bottom. Let's go ahead and show you why a good cause of that may be. Alright, so let's get started on it. And by the way, this is a later model of VCR, and it's really not advised to get one that's made in the late 90s. This is when VCRs were going out and they were made so cheap. Okay, and I'll explain some of that in probably later video installments in the series. But at any rate, moving forward, this is the pinch roller at the end of my pencil eraser right here, and if you look really close here and here, there's some mold and fungus. Okay, so you want to get that off, and to get that off you're going to need some, strong alcohol, and I will show you that right there. That's what you want to use, at least 99%. Okay, 89, 87 would be the lowest you want to go, because anything else is just going to be filled with water. Alright, and beyond that, I do want to show you the capstan, which is located back beyond here. This pinch roller, when you go into play, is going to pinch against, as some of you may know, this capstan. Okay, and it leads down to the bottom, which is a flywheel and the capstan motor. This capstan right here, your tape is going to be pinched in between this capstan and the pinch roller. So that's where the magnetic film is going to go, in between that. That film will rub off, and as you can start to see, there are some black parts. Although you're going to have to put up with a bit of my shaky video right here, as I move the camera around, I'm going to show you some of that. So let's move around. I'm going to show you, as close up as I can, some of this. So if you look around here, you're going to see some of that. Let's see if I can get closer and show you a bit more. Okay, you see the capstan right there, and you see that black stuff on it? That's the magnetic film from your videotape. Okay, and that's going to cause a jumpy picture and different types of problems. You need to get that off with that alcohol. Alright, it can also cause a creasing of the tapes and eating of tapes. So let's get that off. So, take your alcohol. You want to put it on a microfiber cloth like this, and you want to start going around there and doing the obvious. Clean that off. It's a good chance that just rubbing it will not get it off of you. Be very careful with these later model VCRs in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s and latter 90s, as the parts are made of mostly plastic and they can really break. Alright, so I'm going to get that off of there. I won't be surprised if I pull this cloth up and there's still some of that off, and I'm still going to show you how to remove that. Alright, so I'm taking a look at it. I'm going to spin it around with my finger. Yep. If you take a look, right here, so let me give it a tighter shot. Well, I can't get the camera to advance, but take a look right there, and you'll see some more of that. So, go back on here, if I can remove it with the cloth and the alcohol. It's going to put a lump in your tape is what it's going to do between the pinch roller and the capstan. Yep, it's not coming off. So how do you get that off? Well, I'm going to show you. So what you got to do, you can use dentistry tools as I've used in the past, or you can just use a micro screwdriver. Don't scratch anything, but you want to go around here and just smooth this out and take that off that way. Be delicate with it, and then to take that off. And if you look close, you're going to start seeing it come off there and remove. Back in the 80s, when I owned a VCR repair shop, computers and a bunch of other small electronics, these VCRs would come in and sometimes they would be caked with magnetic film around the capstan. I had seen some that were just unbelievable, unreal. Happened a lot with the rental tapes, of course. Those tapes were not treated very properly. All right. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite a bit smoother on there. Looks a bit better. All right. Turn it. Turn it some more. Again. And again. And I'm looking really good. Next thing you want to do is this pinch roller. Remember, these things are plastic. They're not what they used to be back in the 70s and the early 80s, when most of all that stuff was metal. So I'm trying to get my finger out of the way so you can see what's going on, but really you want to make a motion up and down and turn the roller up and down. All right, and that's really the best way to clean it off until that stuff comes off of there. Don't forget around the bottom. Keep working on it, because just because it gets wet will make it appear that it's clean. So I'm going to keep cleaning it there. I'm going to get my hand out of the way so you can get a best view of what's going on. Alright. If you hear that noise right there, it's because I got my hand in front of some of the sensors. Especially this sensor right here. There's a sensor under that. And it thinks I'm loading a tape. This is definitely when auto load had come into the picture, or the market rather. As some of you remember, you used to have to really kind of stick the tape in there. Later on, you'd push the tape a little bit, and the tape would just automatically slide in there. That was due to the auto load. So you can still hear it. Okay, so along here with the capstan and the pinch roller, right around here, we're doing quite good. Let me show you the pinch roller. Okay, so there we are with the pinch roller, and I'll move that around. You can see how clean it is. It's a big improvement. Alright? If you can get a VCR and get it, about 1985, 1986, those are the best models. The only thing you have to worry about is the idler down in there, which will be right down in here in the carriage where the tape is loaded. In the early days it was called an idler tire because the idler would have been plastic and rubber. The rubber part would eventually dry it up, cracked, and you just slip it off and replace it on. Unlike this model, would be what's called direct drive, which is a gear. Let me show you that. Again, forgive my shaky video, but this is an idler. It is direct drive. So you can see the gears here. This part where the gear is used to be rubber in the early days. Okay? If you have another issue where the tape is being eaten, it is because this little pin right here at the end of my pencil eraser and the plastic that's beside it, the plastic has a hairline crack in it, and that would cause your VCR to eat tapes, not play, not fast forward, not rewind, and the entire idler would need to be replaced. And generally that's held in here by these washers. They're pressure washers. When you remove them, you pop them out with a micro screwdriver. Got to watch out, hold your fingers over them, or they'll fly out and you'll lose them completely. You can generally get those about anywhere. Okay? So those are some repair issues for you. The issue mainly is with the idler, you can't get this part anymore unless you get another VCR. Okay? These machines are great for filmmaking. Now let me explain to you why. So, how is it that using VCRs are great for low-budget filmmaking, experimental films, etc.? Well, what you can do is this. You can take a Hi-8, you can take a VHS video recorder, and you can record some scenes of your movie and then play it back through the VCR onto a vintage TV. Adjust the color, contrast, and all the different types of stuff on that vintage television. And when you're doing that, playing it back via the VCR, take your vintage movie camera, like your Super 8, your Bolex, and film the TV screen. You know, get it close up inside of there, and you're going to get a really surreal, cool, vintage look. Alright? It looks really, really nice, and you'll really be satisfied with it for different scenes and different clips for your film. Alright? So, this is Paul Morbid of Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Do contact me at all the social media outlets provided on the screen, and remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, see ya!